Hello and welcome back to what we call Fred, which is the Tulsa World Scene entertainment podcast. Normally there are three of us, but our esteemed colleague Jimmie Tramel is, let's say, unavailable today. So it'll just be myself and the lovely and talented Grace Wood. But Jimmie will be present because in today, as we record this on Wednesday, so in today's edition of the Tulsa World, the main story in the scene section is basically A to Z Eats, which Jimmie compiled, an alphabetical list of foods that, if you haven't tried, you should, in his estimation. So we're going to talk about that and see what we agree with and what we don't agree with, and just how righteous were his suggestions. So you've looked over the list, haven't you, Grace?
I have.
What was your initial reaction upon seeing all of that?
I was a little bit surprised just about how many foods on there I haven't tried yet. There are several that I haven't been to. So yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I got to eat in Tulsa quite a bit, but I think I find myself going to some of the same places over and over again. So I feel like this list kind of is encouraging me to try some new spots.
Well, what are some of the ones that you haven't tried, that it kind of surprised you that you hadn't tried?
Well, there were several places, but some things that stuck out to me were the apple strudel from the Bavarian bakery. Is it Ludger's or Ludger's? How do you say it?
I've heard it pronounced Luger's.
Luger's. Okay. Yeah. Seeing just the photos of that and reading the description, like, that sounds good. I need to go there just immediately. And also, I'm kind of surprised that I've never been to Murphy's Steakhouse. Reading about their hot hamburger, that sounded quite interesting. So yeah, those were a couple that kind of jumped out to me. What are some places on the list that you haven't been to yet?
Well, I also have not been to the home of the hot hamburger. I was in that area once back when the OK Mozart Festival was going on up in Bartlesville. And I thought, okay, I've heard all about this. I'm going to go and try it. And that happened to be the day they were closed. So I've gotten to the parking lot, and that's as far as I've got. I did a quick count, and I think there are about, I think I've hit half of them. I've had half of the things that are on there. I'm glad he included Billy on the Square's Theta Burger for the T, because that is, I think the ultimate Tulsa burger is that one. And I was terribly upset when they closed their downtown location. And the only place where you can get it is at the BOK Center. And I rarely go to the BOK Center. So I'll have to do something about that. But what else did I have down here? Oh, and I'm also, I'm glad he found a way to shoehorn in Nelson's chicken fried steak. It became the W for world famous. I don't know if it is world famous, but it's definitely famous around town. In fact, a friend of mine went there for the first time, I think it was last week, and posted on Facebook, this was her first time to have Nelson's chicken fried. She had the chicken fried chicken, which is the same recipe. She says, I will now eat nothing but Nelson's chicken fried chicken from here on out. So she liked that.
Chicken fried chicken. Is that just fried chicken? I don't understand.
Well, it usually means a chicken, a boneless breast of chicken that's been fried and served like it's a chicken fried steak. Okay. So yeah, that is a linguistic mystery there. It's still it's fried chicken. I mean, that's what it is. But I guess people assume when they say fried chicken, bones will be involved.
Right.
Whereas because we have all these names for fried chicken preparations that don't have bones. They're, tenders, fingers, strips, nuggets, chunks, and fried chicken. So that's something, that's a fair point that I've been pondering for some time, and I don't think I have an answer. Is there anything on Jimmie's list that he didn't include that you think he should have included?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. There was a couple things that I was thinking about. I feel like instead of the veggie burrito for V, I really love the voodoo chicken from Nola's. I had it again recently and it just
Okay.
blew my mind all over again. So I was thinking that that could be a good swap maybe, but I'm sure the veggie burrito is great too. I just haven't tried it. And for queso, for queso, he mentioned cafe au lait queso, which I'm just personally not a fan of, just my personal taste. I prefer the queso from Senor Tequila. I find it quite delicious. But yeah, just a few small edits. But what about you? Is there anything that you would have swapped out?
Well, speaking of queso, I am a big fan of the queso at Chimmie's. There's a kind of a smoky element in it that I really, really like. And but for the S, I would have swapped out. He had something called strawberries and crust, which I believe is at a place in Locust Grove, which is near where he lives. And I'm sure that's wonderful. But the first thing that came to my mind were the Oak Heart Barbecue at 3rd and Utica has smoked cheddar grits that are just really, really good. And that also, if you get there early enough, you can also, enjoy their magnificent barbecue. But we go from apple strudel to zucchini strips, and there's sure to be something to find there if you look hard enough. So check that out in today's Tulsa World, available at fine newsstands everywhere and online at tulsaworld.com. What else do you have coming up for this weekend, Grace?
Yeah, this weekend I will have a story about a home built in 1914 in the Heights neighborhood, North Tulsa. And it's just got a really interesting story behind it. The people who own it now have just put a lot into restoring and renovating the home. So it was just really cool to hear their story and also kind of see how they've paid homage to this historical home while still incorporating their own personal style. They have a lot of really cool kind of Southwestern and Mexican art and decor in the home. And the two things kind of sound like they wouldn't go together, but it actually meshes quite nicely. And one of our photographers, Daniel Schular, took some amazing photos of the home. So I'm really excited for people to see that. So that'll be this Saturday.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a review of Nomad Barbecue Deli. It's in the area of 31st and Harvard. A fairly new place. It's only been open about a month. Run by people that their backgrounds include everything from Bill and Ruth submarine sandwiches to Burncoat Barbecue. Very good. I would recommend them highly. And then for this Sunday, there's just a whole lot going on. We'll have an announcement of Tulsa Opera's new season, about which I can say nothing other than it will be announced. And we'll also have an interview with Faith Prince and Jason Graw. Faith Prince is a Tony Award-winning actress. Jason is a Tulsa native who originated one of the roles in Forever Plaid, which is is played everywhere for years and has been released something like 70 albums and worked in every aspect of show business. They're coming back to do a cabaret show at the Tulsa PAC on March 4th, I believe it is. We'll have an interview with them about their friendship and what to expect. So, let's see what else is coming up. We'll also talk about a new book by Joy Harjo for young readers that's going to be released in early March. So we'll have all of that planned for this Sunday. So, well, without Mr. Tramel's eloquent interjections, I don't think we have much more to talk about. So, thank you all for taking the time to spend this time with us. We always appreciate it, and we will gladly see you later.